so I walked away from swimming. So I quit swimming just before Rio Olympics in 2016. I had been so many years in the swimming world where everyone else was deciding what was right for me. And I didn't believe fully in the journey, and I didn't feel that I was invested or I could see myself in what I was doing. And swimming used to be very much a culture where everything that the coaches said was the right way to do it. So it was either the coach's way or no way. So I walked away from the pool because I had no idea of why I was swimming, why I was spending so many hours in the pool, training and training, pushing myself a lot. And I was, I think I was in January, so half a year before the Olympics. I was at a New Year's Eve party, and I thought, okay, this year, 2016, is going to be a year where I find my voice. I find out what is it that makes me believe in what I was doing. What is it that my vision for swimming is? And I came back to swimming just with my vision, my idea of how I wanted to do things. And it was very different to everything that I had been doing before. It looked very different to how everyone else were doing things. And it wasn't about getting results or anything. It was just about trying something different that made me feel like I was having fun and that I could see my personality in it and how I wanted to do life and sport and so on. So I took away the results, went back to why I was swimming, why did I start in the first place? And I think that the joy and the playfulness and the sense of investing myself in it just brought like a new personality out of me. And then that eventually resulted in an Olympic gold medal. So it was kind of like, okay, I know that if I put myself into this and I invest in myself and I believe in myself, then the result looks completely different. And it's not just about the results. I think even if I hadn't gotten results, so obviously after that I committed to doing swimming this way, and there was many times where I didn't get results, but it felt different because I think when you put yourself out on the line, you have like a different sense of, even if you fail, it's okay in a way, because you can go back and say, okay, I check in with myself, I did this, this and that, not really, in a good way. So it's about being very honest with yourself. And then when you actually do succeed, it's like a completely different sensation in your body. It's not this feeling of, oh, that went well. I was like hoping for the best, but fearing for the worst. It was kind of like more a sense of ownership on your results. So, results were just a byproduct of what you were already doing on the journey, because I was just enjoying the journey. I was enjoying what I was doing. I was having fun. I was being creative with my training. I decided to open up, in terms of like what I was doing. Like, can I do a little bit of this? Can I try this? And like make it fun instead of saying, okay, it has to look like this, very rigid. And I think when I started having that approach of saying, okay, it doesn't have to look like this, because then if I go outside the lines, then and then everything will fall. But then when I was just opening up for, let's do a little bit of this and let's try this, and believing that the fun and the creativeness and the playfulness would bring me results, everything became more fun. Like my daily life, my daily training sessions were more fun, and it was much more sustainable, because it took a little bit the pressure away from my shoulders. Instead of like everything became about results and doing things in a right way or in a correct way, it was just more about, let's try new things. Let's try to see if we can, move the things around, and let's try to challenge status quo and just try to have fun with what I was doing, because that's how I started swimming. That's how I started and got into the sport. So I think, as I just mentioned, I think if everything becomes very rigid and becomes a lot about like that feeling of life or death, it's really hard to let your body do what it's supposed to do, because everything like feels tense, right? So for me, it was about like loosening that grip. So it was literally like, metaphorically speaking, like just letting go a little bit of the sense of pressure and the urgency of like getting results, and then just tell myself, okay, this is your moment, Pernille, to go out and really have fun. I practiced everything, now it's just a moment to party, basically. So when you go to a competition, a lot of athletes, they feel a lot of pressure. For me, it was like, it's a celebration. It's a celebration of like what I've done the previous months, years. So it's like, that's my party. I've done my makeup, I've done my hair, I put on a nice dress, now I'm going out for the dancing. And that was how I rephrased it in my mind. So when you go out and you want to go to the dance floor and have fun, right? You don't go to the dance floor like this. So I know it sounds a little bit silly to some people, but for me it was like, that was my storytelling. And knowing that, okay, this is my playground, this is the dance floor, I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna, allow my brain to step to the side and just my body to move. Because my body knows what to do. I've been doing everything in training to prime my body to move. So why would I interfere with my brain? The brain is so smart in so many ways, but when we feel under pressure, the brain is not a good thing. It's like it will sabotage you 100%. So it's about like, okay, trying to get out of your brain, put it to the side and say you can rest for now, and then just trust my body that my body is able to do what's necessary. And I think, it's not an easy thing. It's like you have to be very aware, but it's like, can you find some things that will get you into that feeling of like celebration, having fun, and like that kind of like loosening up? For me, it was like music was a great tool to do that. So I had like a party playlist, which was just party music. And it was what made me smile, like when I was thinking about what would make me smile, what would in general make me in a good mood, I just took that and copy pasted it into my sport under high pressure moments. And that just built me up, and it made me feel like it was like a levity to it. So it wasn't, like this, it was just, So I think that was my vision and my method of doing things. And I watched all these other athletes, and some athletes need completely different. They need this, like very primal, very like, like powerful energy. I think I needed the opposite of it. I needed like lightfulness, like playfulness, and from that like came my power. So I think there is no right or wrong way to do it, but for me it was this, and it's about finding the way that fits for each athlete is really important. So there's no right or wrong way or correct way. It's about getting curious on yourself and then figuring out what does it take for you to step in and be the most powerful version of you can be. What does it take for you to get the most and the best out of yourself? And it looks different for everyone. Many obstacles throughout my career, a lot. And I think every athlete will have a lot of obstacles. I dealt with a lot of injuries. I think that's the most common one. I had a heart surgery in 2019, so before Tokyo Olympics. And that puts a big perspective on life, because you can live without an arm, but you cannot live without your heart. So that like sense of, oh, okay, I'm not invincible. I'm actually like a human being here, that I can leave this planet Earth, in tomorrow. It's really daunting, and that was the biggest obstacle because mentally it's really difficult to deal with fear of dying. And And it's something that sounds so extreme, but when you have something wrong with your heart, you suddenly become very aware of like life and death. And swimming became like secondary to so many things. And then when I got back into the pool, I was scared of like pushing my body and pushing myself to the limits and so on. So it was like a long period of how do I get back to that having fun and that lightness and that playfulness, that woman I was before this, who was all fun and good vibes, because suddenly I had this dark cloud over me. And it's so simple actually what makes me go back to this. But I tend to overcomplicate things in my mind because I want to change really quickly, and change doesn't come overnight. It's like a commitment, and sometimes in the beginning it's like a muscle you need to train. Okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna rephrase this line of thought. In the beginning I might have to do it 20 times a day because I keep thinking in an anxious way, which is also okay, but then I gently have to sit and just take a moment. Okay, why am I feeling anxious? Can I shift the perspective into something where the cup is half full rather than half empty? And it's like a muscle. It's not a shift that happens overnight. It's a lot of hard work. And the thing is, everything that's done mentally, you cannot see. It's done internally. So it's a lot of mental energy that is hard to do because no one will witness it other than yourself. So you're like the master of it. You decide whether you've done a good job or not. And typically the brain is not really your friend. So, it's always like, have you done enough? And that's why it takes patience, kindness, and being gentle. But that was my biggest obstacle, was my heart surgery, and like coming back from that and still enjoying what I was doing. I still got a medal at the Tokyo Olympics, which I felt really proud of. And I went into the Tokyo Olympics as reigning Olympic champion. And most people, they will fall under that pressure. But I just went there as one big smile because I was just having fun. I was just so grateful to be back in, there and like having fun. And I know it sounds really silly to a lot of people that maybe, I'm like just all happy, good vibes. But for me to get to that, because it's not easy to always be happy, good vibes, it took a lot of hard work and effort in here. I'm not waking up every morning just thinking like, oh, life is great. It's a commitment that I make, that I think this way and I believe that, my life is like this. And I know that for some people it's like, I don't know, they can look at me and think, oh, you're like not serious, but I'm deeply serious about being happy. So success is actually, it's a really funny thing because I think it's actually important for every athlete to define what is success to you as an athlete. Is it medals? Is it the journey? Is it self-development? Is it, I don't know, could be something completely different. For me, success was never about the medals. Success was personal self-development for me. And it still is. Now I'm retired. So, like in swimming, it's very tangible to measure success. Oh, you got a medal or you didn't. So it's very, if you have a goal, I want to get an Olympic gold medal. You either get it or you don't. And then it's like, there you go, that's it, On the opposite side of like your swimming career, life is very much organic and flows in different ways. So success looks completely different. So for me now, success is probably found in the small moments of like self-awareness and noticing when I reacted in a different way, how I showed up in different things, how I went through a challenge or something that maybe I'm not an expert in, because over the years I become so good at swimming. It's I know what's going on. And I would never say I'm becoming an expert in anything, because I think if you're an expert, there's no room to grow. And I think we can always learn and grow. But success now looks like, for me, how can I use my knowledge, everything, my experience, everything I learned throughout the years, and turn it into something that other people can get inspired by. So impact. I think my word is impact. That's what defines success for me. How much of an impact can I make on the swimming community, people outside the swimming community? How can I take everything that I learned and then share all this? Because I think swimming taught me a lot of things, taught me life lessons, not just how to move through water fast. It taught me perspective, visions, way to deal with obstacles, challenges, a perspective on career life, yourself as a person. How can I take all this and make an impact for other people? So life is full of obstacles, whether you're an athlete or not. I think if you're an athlete, it's intense because it's very confronting. So I think these lessons, that I learned, they can be applied everywhere in life, and especially also outside of life. Athletes are I think athletes don't realize the value of sport while they're in it. When you get out on the other side as an athlete, that's the beauty of the journey, is that you realize that all the things in sport will bring you something really valuable on the outside, because you deal with obstacles, challenges, and everything, and facing yourself, your mental health, in a completely different level than to a person who's not an athlete. And you can take all that and put it out in real life after your career. And you don't realize that when you're an athlete, because that's your normal. And then on the other side, you realize it's not normal, because life is not that intense on the other side. And that's the beauty of being an athlete, is that the journey while you're an athlete will take you somewhere, but the journey after, when you're retired, it's even greater in a way, because you get to get even more colors and more perspectives. So I also want to just say that to everyone. I know a lot of athletes, they fear the post career, so the transitioning. It's a journey, but it's a beautiful one, and there's so many good things and valuable lessons and perspectives to gain on the outside of your career. The best advice I ever received was, if you only got 60% to give, get 100% out of your 60%. Because even if you got, let's say, 90% to give and you only give 30%, you rather get 100% out of the 60, because that might make you better. So again, that's, if you have that outlook on life, that even maybe if you're not 100%, it doesn't matter. That's okay. If you're at 50% or 30%, just try to get 100% out of your 30%. Because the satisfaction you get from that, and the empowerment of knowing that you can still show up even if you don't feel at your greatest, that builds fundament, like big fundament, because it raises your lower level so that the top level is easier to manage. Because it's just like these things, they come closer. And sometimes, building yourself up from the bottom, like with a really solid fundament, just makes everything up here with the flowers more fun. So I think that was one of the best advice that I had. Obviously, that advice I would, give as well. But if it had to be my own advice, I would say, make sure to really make the journey fun. Really find moments of fun, enjoyment. Like, don't make it too serious. Don't make it about life and death. Make it fun. Make something, that makes you smile when you think about your sporting career, because it's a huge part of your life, and it defines a lot what comes after and what comes next. So finding ways to make it fun, add levity into it, it's really important. Like, don't make it too rigid and about results. Expand that, so that success is not only results, success is many things within your career. And for me, I think playfulness, fun, enjoyment is part of that success. So that would be my keyword. Yeah, so I arrived late yesterday, so I haven't seen too much, but so far it's been nice. It's I thought about, I'm in Africa and it's raining and it's windy. Never thought I would say that when I'm in Africa. But now I'm looking just outside the window in this moment and the sun has just peeped through the windows. So it makes me happy because then I know I can go for a walk around and I can see a little bit more. But I'm really excited about the Moroccan food. Yeah, I love all the spices and the herbs and the flavors. It's, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.